Testing. Can you guys hear me? Me. Yeah, that's me. All right, well, let's test this. One side says I have sound. The other side says there's no sound. Oh, this streaming is difficult. Well, I'm going to take off the headphones so I don't get echo. All right, now, does it tell me who's here? Does it do that? Not with this chat. Let's pop it. I'm telling you. Hopefully I can see what's going on, guys, as typical. All right. Hey, all right, see what goes on. At least there's something happened here. Now, how do I pop out this chat? I know there's a way to do it. You know, it's the game. It's, you know, there's a game going on, and it's an exciting game. There's an earlier game, and I should have thought about that before starting this whole live stream. Hey, how you doing, Ty? Trying to get this thing together. I thought I had this thing popping out over here, but for some reason it's not popping out. How do I get this thing here? Pop it out. All right. There. Now I can see this darn thing. How you doing, man? I don't know if this even tells me how many people that are in here or any of that kind of stuff. Oh, it does. I see that now. Okay. There's one user or one viewer. You. There's a latency. Incredible. What I see on this screen, I see real time. This screen, I see this latency on YouTube, which, you know, I picked even ultra low latency. It's like a week behind. So, you know, I'll try to catch up to you. All right. We've got a couple people here. I'm excited. There's me. I said, hey. So there's one viewer. What do you got? What kind of, are you looking for an R107? You have a 107? Have you interacted with me in the past? I'm really here to shout out, let everybody know how great it's been. It's been a great year. The support on my YouTube channel and TonyLiveTV.com. You guys been great. I mean, the website, you know, I asked for donations and it's been incredible. So what you see right down below right there, since my last, not stream, but since a video or two ago, let's put it that way, I kind of made a shout out, right? And since then, this is a new shout out. And you're going to see repeated names in there. Those are people that are given monthly. And I mean, they're supporting all of us, you know. They're supporting you. So if you're on that list, thumbs up. There you go. Yeah, thumbs up to you. It's been incredible, really. I never dreamed. I mean, I put some money up front and I put in the skills and built the website, and you know, all the resources are out there. It's kind of like all over the place. So that's why I created the website right there. That's why I did it. So, so you've got, let's see, an 86 560 SL. Are you driving it or are you working on it? Or both, right? You're doing both. 10 to 1, you're doing both, right? Oh, can you guys hear me, right? Obviously you can, because yeah, you did what I asked. Tell me what you're using. So obviously you can hear me. That's cool. I appreciate that. The layout of the screen, I never thought about, you know, the layout. I didn't know what people want to talk about. You know, there's all kinds of stuff I've got. like special tools we can talk about. Ooh, look at that. Oh, how about this? Do you even know what that is? You know, they make a tool, but very few people buy the tool. Except me. That tool. So what this is, if you look, it's got, little feet on it, and right, and it's adjustable, but this goes on your right over your camshaft gear, and bolts to the head, and this is what keeps your chain from jumping when you're feeding in a new chain. This is the right way to do it, without vice grips and all those things that's going to damage your chain. So that's how you do it. Now, in my videos, the way I showed you how I did it was when I actually put in the full chain, right? I didn't put in a link, and I didn't do it, I did it with the whole engine apart, right? The front cover and the whole 10 yards. But this is the proper way to do it. And yet, even the so-called experts out there, they're using vice grips and all this kind of damaging the chain. I'm looking at them going, man, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. Buy the tool. Especially if you're a shop. I get it if you're not a shop, right? If you're not a shop. I'm not a shop, and I still buy the tool, right? So let's see. You're working on it. Now, of course you are. You had issues. Really? With the crankshaft position sensor? What? Your ohms were wrong? Really? Because, they're almost bulletproof unless something happened. I didn't even take it off because I didn't want to disturb it, right? I left my original one on when I removed the engine and transmission and everything. I took it off from the EZL. And fed it back and out because I didn't want to deal with that. I have another one in a box, but it's a knockoff, right? It's not an original. You can't buy them, right? I think in my video I said it's like $1,000 or something like that. The SL shop wants to charge, right? There's guys out there, you know what they're doing. They're grabbing these certain parts. Right? Let me take off my glasses because it glares, or do I look like an evil man without my glasses? I'm kind of scared. I didn't even think about that, guys. But yeah, there's guys out there that are, they're grabbing parts and then jacking the price way up. Do you know that crankshaft position sensor just a few years ago? You could buy it for, I think it was like $35 when Bosch sold it. I don't know how many years ago that was, But, because I'm losing my mind. But really, it was like cheap. Like every other car, right? But not anymore, right? Not anymore. That's not how it is now. The way that it is now is, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but there's guys out there, right? There's guys that have shops. There's the SL shop is another one, but they're buying them things and then jacking the price way up, because they know it's a difficult part to find. Yeah, I get it. So did you, the one that you purchased, was it a knockoff? Because I bought mine on eBay for dirt cheap. And it's in a box, and I tested it. So, let's see. There you go, another tool, right? That's the thing. You got to have all the tools. It's like, oh my God, really? Come on. But yeah, that tool. And, I tested it, and it came out right, and the length looks like it's going to fit. So I suspect it will work if I need it. I pray that I don't have to deal with that. And you did it with the engine and everything in? with that little Allen. I think it's like what is it, an 8mm probably, or, so a hex, I think, to get that darn thing out. I tried to loosen mine and I couldn't loosen it when I had the engine and transmission out. I couldn't even loosen it. Right? So, yeah. I was scared. I didn't want to break it, because I don't know if that Chinese knockoff is going to work. So, so it was. Rock Auto, right. Still $300. Wow. Hey, it worked, right? It worked. I get it. I mean, look at how much money I don't want to share it, and I don't want to know it. That's the thing, how much money I've spent. Like, way more than I could get for the car, I would think. I would think. You know what that tool is? Yeah, another special tool. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in tools. Right? You guys do too, right? I mean, this is just some specialty tools, right? That's only for our vehicles. Right? Guess what? You can buy this on Amazon. Can you believe that? And this is I mean, look at the welds and everything on this. Can you see the welds? I mean, do they make great tools or whatever? Look at that. Are you guys, if you're watching me on a phone, I probably look like this miniature guy in your left-hand corner over here. Let's see. Oh. You're looking through all my videos. Hey, it's nice that somebody came for this live show. Because really, down below, I really want to make shout outs to all those. Right? Because it's all those people there that's got this TonyLiveTV.com, working. Or I should say available. And look at this. My live stream is there. Really? You can watch my live stream on my website? Can you really? I put it in the playlist just to see. I thought, hey, you got to let everybody know you're going to do a live stream, Tony. You can't just be all alone, which reminds me, okay, it's great. Let's see this. It doesn't really tell me anything about like how it does somewhere, doesn't it? All right. We got 3 people in here, which means there's somebody more than just me in here. and I do know, Ty here. So it's not in yet. What? So you don't know. You don't know if it's going to be success or not. Success or failure. Oh my God. I feel you, because that's pretty much everything there is to do about this. Right? It's just, it's work all the time. Work all the time. Here's another tool. This one specifically, you have to have a special tool. To hold your flywheel. Well, you can't call it a flywheel either. You got to call it a flex disc, right? Isn't that what we call it? Oh my goodness. But this is the specific one that fit. Look at this. Again, look at the build quality of these tools. If you had a machine shop, you couldn't do better than that. Really. It's awesome. It's awesome. Oh my goodness. But yeah, thanks to all the people down below, because they've been donating, at TonyLiveTV.com. It's definitely not a requirement. You notice how I don't have like a gate, right, where you have to give me your email address and all that kind of stuff? No, I don't do that kind of stuff, right? That's not what I do. So, and I don't have a Patreon. early on my YouTube journey, I opened up a Patreon because I was following what other guys who were, on YouTube. YouTube, I went to YouTube, or I should say, I go to YouTube for two reasons. One, to learn something I don't know. I want to see what somebody else is doing, then put my brain to it and other research and possibly do it better. That's what I like. And then secondly, for entertainment, right? For just plain entertainment. And I'm sorry I'm not entertaining. Uh-oh. Not another one of them special tools. Not this. This is just to keep everything together and remind me how this all works. You know what that is, right? Very, very handy tool with that little cutout right there. And look at the knurling or whatever they call that, right? It's almost like a gun. That's the quality of these tools. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. So that's why I thought I'd share some of these tools because, in my videos, I use them. Right? And these are all the most awesome tools that really made the job a lot easier. No doubt about that. Oh my God, wait till you see this tool. Oh. You guys have no, if I weighed this thing, it weighs as much as my dog. I think, again, a genuine tool. Where's the part number? I know it's in there. Yeah, there it is. Genuine Mercedes. It can't focus very easily, but there you go. Right? This thing, I mean, it changed my color. It goes, Tony, that's too white. We're going to have to change the color of the screen. I should have set my white balance to not automatic. But I didn't do that. Oh my God. I don't even know what's in there. Oh, it has a Mercedes thing on there, though. Oh, I know what this tool is. Again, a tool that you have to have, right? A Mercedes tool. Oh, my God. You want to talk about a chunk of change. And what I did, too, look at that. And then I put this yellow on there to make it easier for when I did my videos. But you know what that is, right? Crazy. But I hear there's a guy who made something with a 3D printer or something. I don't know how accurate it is. But I think he's got some plans out there so you don't have to spend the money on this crazy stuff. That's the one thing. So you got your car from your uncle. Let me see here. Really? Mercedes is, you found it Mercedes somewhere, $1,200. There you go. Yeah, that's like what the SL shops. But I heard the SL shop is selling reconditioned or remanufactured because it's also a core exchange. That's odd, right? And I think it's because of that aluminum piece, that attaches to the back of the engine that holds it up, which it's not necessary actually, but to be authentic and everything like that, you need that piece. So that's what they're doing. I think they're just re-sleeving it and then soldering the two ends, man, and we're paying premium for that. That sucks. That sucks. But I get it. I mean, how many people are doing this, right? So you where do you put your resources? You either have to charge a high price and hope you sell a couple of them, but and then low price if it's how many people going to buy it. So it's delicate. Just like this, we say, oh, I don't need that because, I can just simply use vice grips. Yeah, you can. Vice grips and some wire ties. Yeah, you can get by with that. No doubt about it. You've seen the experts do it. Oh my goodness. I've never used this before, or maybe I did when I built them. Well, that's the part number, but what it is that, right? It's the boot, right? Because these boots, the original boots, they don't use the screw-on tops, right? So if you're going to be making your own, which is really a good way to do it, I think maybe in some instances it's a better way because in a video, I put on probably the best brand and everything you can put on it, right? And it's okay. It doesn't fit like the original. It just doesn't. And in their picture, they show it coming with the angle plug, right? Because on ours, or mine, it has an angle plug. At least in one of the cylinders. I don't remember which one it is, like number 2 or something, or 3. Something, one of them. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So those really didn't fit. They're really nice silicone and, high temp, and they tested perfect, right? They were a perfect 1.03K or something like that. So they're really good plug wires, but they're not authentic plug wires, and that's the only way you're going to get it, is you're going to have to make your own. Isn't that fun? Let's see. So you got your car from your uncle. I've talked with you before, right? Because I remember there's another thing that I do. I think that's a little bit different than a lot of guys out here. They get to a certain ego or something, and then they think they can just abandon everybody, on YouTube or make them buy Patreon and all that to ask a question, or, make your people who got you there, make them buy you a cup of coffee, all that kind of stuff. But no, I don't do that. I answer everybody, right? You have a question? Hey, I'll tell you the best I know, or point you in a direction or something. I'm not going to just leave you hanging and you keep clicking my videos and sharing videos with other people, and then I'm a dick. Excuse my French, but you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys, right? They make you do this and do that because they're elite. Yeah, maybe they are. Maybe they are. They're more elite than I am. But, if you're going to go here on a platform that's for free, then then this is free. You interact with your people. Interact, or day one, go ahead and just put, restricted. Don't let anybody leave comments. Don't leave anything. Just leave yourself anonymous and post your videos. That's what I say. But I post the video and then someone has a question about my video. Right? So I say, answer the guy. Right? Don't make him pay you $1. If you want to donate, I think everybody knows they can donate. Right? You can donate on pretty much anybody's video. Or in my case, you can go to TonyLiveTV.com. That's the best place to donate. Thanks to all these people right here. That's right. Just in the last few months, they've paid to make all this happen at TonyLiveTV.com. Right? All the resources, all the projects. Now, I'm not making a lot of projects because I'm so busy. That's what I wanted to let you guys know about. Is there anybody left in here? I don't know. I don't know if there's any. I don't know what it means when they say, let's see, what does this say? Number of connected in this stream. So it says 3 at the most has ever come into this stream. I don't know if there's anybody here, but let me go ahead and do this. This is the website, right? And I have these different projects that I've put together. And I'm hoping you guys put together some projects too. And share the projects because they are useful. There's no doubt about it. And the front page will tell you how to use the system, right? That's all your shared projects right there. It talks about it. And if you look right here, there's only 2 videos in here. And those 2 videos talk about how to use the system. So that's what I suggest that you do. If you haven't already. That does pretty much show you how it all works. And I've added some things and tightened some things up, along the way over the last couple of months. I've tried to keep things nice and, tidy. There was a few things I didn't like the way that the page worked, but that's what I did. So let's see. Let me talk about something that I've done lately. Some people here, I don't know, but if there's anybody here, I'm glad you are. And we're paying thanks to all the people that are showing up down below. I'm hoping some other people, when this game gets over, I'm not sure. I should go online and see when this game is over, because maybe that's when people will show up, because people show up, don't you? Come on, I hope you show up. All right, I want to talk about what's going on over here. Not my website. I want to talk about what I've been doing. So on my YouTube channel, right? I've been putting together shorts. Now, a lot of it is just from my old stuff. And then you say, well, Tony, why did you do that? Well, the reason why I'm making shorts really is because it's a different audience. A completely different audience. They're the scrollers and everything. They have a car sitting in the garage, right? But they're not actively working on it, but they're scrolling, like the other guys. And then boom, all of a sudden he sees mine. And then it sparked the interest again. So it's a different crowd. And that's why I started to do shorts. And the last 2, I don't know. I guess a lot of these are something I've already done, but I did this, like this one that says, where is it? I got to make sure I'm paying attention because I got multiple screens. But right here, this leaks. Where am I? Yeah. There it is. Where it says this leaks, right? That's brand new, right? That's not stuff that I redid and recut and all that. But I do agree that a lot of the other stuff is. So, and it was just to reach that audience, Okay? And then as I was reaching that audience, at the same time, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different. And because I'm not just a guy with a 560 SL in a garage, you know, right? Neither are you. So there's more to me than that. And my daughter says, well, Dad, why don't you get on TikTok where you can get away with murder? You know what I'm talking about? At least you could up until January 22nd. That's when the US became 80% shareholders in TikTok. So it's been a nightmare since then, okay? But I did that. And there's probably nobody even in here, so I'm introducing something to nobody. But, you know, tap, do something. Let me know you're here. But anyway, I started this TikTok journey as well. It's all messed up. You can see that, like, these thumbnails don't work. I mean, everything about TikTok is a nightmare. It really is. It's just been terrible. Uploading will fail, and then they flag your video and saying it's not original content, and it's my face. It's like, wait a minute, you know. But yet they let me get, you know, they do let you do the unbelievable, and that is, if you look behind me, I don't know if you can tell, because I'm not showing everything. But there's a couple of guitars and amplifiers and a drum set and all that. And, well, I'm a drummer and have been since I was about 5 years old. And, well, a drummer by himself is not fun to listen to. But with backing, you know, and music that I'd like to listen to, like Led Zeppelin, for example, it makes it fun. So, yeah, I went over there and I did a live. and that's what I did. And I made, what, maybe 2 videos from that live. That's it. Or 1 video, I guess, is all. So that's that. Oh, yeah, you know that little tool I told you about? Look how much that thing costs on Amazon. $92. Wow, $93. All right, you know what? If there's not anybody and no one wants to talk cars or you know, talk, you know, tools, we can talk, you know, why we need this, you know, or whatever. If there's no one here that wants to do that, then I'll be going. And, you know, which is cool. It's Sunday. The game is probably already over or not over yet. I don't know. But if there's nobody here, nobody wants to continue, I say we just shut her down for the evening. And I'll just say, thanks, right? But I'll give you, how about this? I don't have my clock or watch or anything with me, but I see it's 7:02 p.m. our time, which is Arizona, -7 GMT, right? Let's see, at 7:03, I'll shut her down. What do you say? What do you guys say about that? Right? So I'm sure there's other guys, you guys are going to be listening to this. Maybe I'll leave it up, you know. I mean, there's no value here, really, other than I really wanted to shout out right there. Okay? I want everyone to know that I appreciate you. That's all I want to do. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. See you.